Poolside have lost their deal with CoreWeave. So CoreWeave were supplying effectively AI infra, and Poolside is an AI model company also on the AI infrastructure side. Poolside is European founded, well capitalized, great team. Weave are, I think they're US. Now they've lost that partnership. The deal has collapsed. So the questions for the room, which might then allude to why I think this is potentially a bigger story, is how should we or European founders think about compute? Is there a risk? Can compute be taken for granted? Will it affect us at all? Does this lean into Mistral's infrastructure play? Is there a connective tissue there? Is this a one-off or a sign of structural stress? Are we going to see more infrastructure deals wobble? Because my assumption is there's a bunch of politics and relationship play here as to who's going to serve whom with what, because I can't believe that between energy and all of the construction friction that everybody is going to be able to have everything they want.
Well, I think as you alluded to, this overlaps with the Mistral story, and then there's maybe a kind of key lesson for Mistral here, which is, I think, very interesting. So, Poolside is a very cool company founded by Jason Warner, the former CTO of GitHub, and IsoCan, who is a seasoned kind of dev tool founder in Europe, looking to build foundational models specifically for software development. They actually became headline at Decacorn, valued at, I think, 12 billion at the end of last year. But that deal has just actually been unwound or never actually completed as a result of what you just walked us through, Dan. So the CoreWeave deal,
I didn't know when that
ended up knocking out the NVIDIA-led fundraising of 2 billion at the 12 bill valuation, which was supposed to be at the end of last year. So this has had pretty significant knock-on effects for Poolside as a going concern, maybe as an exaggeration, but certainly like in terms of their journey, because that's a big fundraising round to fall out. I think, look, ISO is quoted as saying, IsoCan, the co-founder, is saying, look, to compete at the frontier, you need to be vertically integrated from dirt to intelligence. So this is very similar to the Mistral branching out into their own data centers. So I do think ISO probably had a point there, which is why they did this deal with CoreWeave in the first place.
They're in talks, I think, with Google, aren't they, for a potential?
They are now, but now that the NVIDIA round has fallen.
But I think strategically, the problem for the business itself is that if they don't get the scale, then they can't prove that they have a product that's serious against sort of GitHub Copilot and everything else, right? So I mean, it's a matter of being able to prove that they can deliver on the promise, and without that, the compute scale, it's very hard to do that.
It won't be long until we're also seeing these kinds of stories include energy provision. I mean, we've spoken about this before, but this will have to be a full stack solution.
Yeah. And who knows, like maybe energy provision was an issue here. Like it goes to the point, like executing this kind of project is very different to the core mission of the company. And whatever happened, it hasn't been executed. So, Mistral is now branching out to do a similar thing. And the lesson clearly for Mistral as well, this is great, but make sure you've hired some pretty bloody good people who have specific domain and the right experience here to get this executed. There's a lot of execution risk in this.